So welcome, we're excited to have you WWE Superstars here today.
Thank you for having us.
So we're gonna play the Guess That Match Challenge and show you WWE matches 1 second at a time and see if you can guess the match right. As an added bonus, they are all your own matches.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I can't mess them up.
With my matches, they're in my head and then they go away. Maybe if they're pay-per-views.
I was 100% confident on the non-laughing videos and I failed miserably, so maybe I'll go in with a little bit of humility this time.
So if you don't know the answer with only 1 second, we'll play you another second and give you another chance to guess until you've seen all 15 seconds of the clip. Ready to do this?
Yes. I'm nervous, excited.
I should know my own matches, right? I don't.
Here's the first second of your first match.
This is great. Survivor Series against Lita. That was Lita's very last match. And I won the championship from her that match.
Oh goodness, my first match with Samurai. We should never talk about that match again because I came out to an Irish jig that the champ would like to forget that moment. I did win. Of course I won my first match.
Yes! Oh gosh, so my debut match against Alicia Fox in the NXT Women's Tournament. I was told the night before that I was gonna be in the tournament, and so I had to try to throw a character together, and it was like the Tinkerbell of WWE that failed miserably, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know that one. And Mickie James. That was 2009. That was a year we were both chasing the title. I was very nervous working with the veterans, and then knowing about Mickie before really getting to know her made me even more nervous because I knew it was an opportunity to learn, and I also wanted to show that, you know, where my training, you know, down in wrestling, high school, college has paid off. Look, I'm here.
Here is your second match.
When I faced Bayley in NXT for the NXT Women's Championship, I lost that match. I guess I do know my matches.
Eve Torres, Raw TV. Eve was probably the champion at that time, so I was probably trying to keep my together.
One big.
I think that was in London against Beth Phoenix when I actually won the championship from her. And I remember that match because this is when they made DVDs. She and I actually made the cover of the Live from the UK, the London show.
That is myself and Sasha Banks' takeover. One of my favorite matches. I think that was a big coming out party for me because I changed my style and everything, and I think I gained a lot more fans even from losing that match.
That one's got me.
High risk.
Is that not the same match? I don't know. Was that paper? I think maybe it was like a pay-per-view, like the Royal Rumble or something, but I don't think so.
Oh, TLC, where I won my first match against Becky Lynch, put her through a table by breaking her eyes, pulling the apron, powerbombing her through the table. My first title win, and my parents were there.
That was me versus Brie at Main Event. It was the main event of Main Event. She's so incredible to be in the ring with. At the time, I was new on the main roster. Made me feel very comfortable. Can't say enough good things about her.
Here's 2 seconds.
Seems like it's Tamina. It was Superstars. My favorite part about putting the match together is when we can merge like signature moves together. Stuff like that, like, is the stuff I like to create too, because it's recognizable things that the fans can relate to.
High risk.
That's Monday Night Raw against Beth Phoenix. I had so much fun working Beth Phoenix, so I had some pretty memorable matches like with her. She's so incredible.
That is when I won the Raw Women's Championship against Bayley, and if you can see, I'm wearing the exact same gear that I wore when I faced Bayley in NXT. You never forget your first title win, and it was my first Raw championship win, and it was the first time it was a first for anyone to hold both titles.
Yeah, I definitely know that opponent. Sasha Banks, probably regular Monday Night Raw. I see she gave me a slap, so I must have been doing something kind of dirty because the good guy doesn't before me, the bad guy.
Was that Kelly Kelly or was that Michelle McCool? I couldn't tell, like, because all I saw was the back of their head. That was Maurice. Was that for the Divas Championship against Maurice? Yeah? And all I saw was the back of her head. Oh, I loved that match.
That was when I won my first ever SmackDown Women's Championship and became the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. I watched SmackDown every Saturday morning, and so for me, being on the SmackDown set and getting to wrestle on the SmackDown set was a big deal. And I just remember standing in the ring being like, oh man, SmackDown. Now I'm the SmackDown Women's Champion. It's really nice.
So here is your last match.
That one was Michelle McCool.
Close.
Down Live Women's.
That was myself and Daria. Might have to have another second there.
Oh, no.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, this match is myself versus Bayley with Sasha Banks on a Monday Night Raw, where I impersonated Bayley's finish before she let me have it for the 1, 2, 3.
Oh no. So that was when Becky was La Luchadora. I had a match, and I believe that was leading up to our steel cage match.
Do you remember what match it was?
Yeah, a SmackDown match with La Luchadora. I remember that outfit and how horrible it was because I had ended up wearing it later. And so did Mickie James.
I just can't remember if that was on the pay-per-view or on SmackDown.
Down Live Women's Champion, but you just...
That was, it was me versus Sonya and Mandy, and if I won that match, then I qualified for the Money in the Bank ladder match. They were all very memorable and meaningful matches for me. I'm actually, but nobody really knows that the Brie match was so meaningful for me. They've all been such a integral part of me being where I am today.
Let's jump to 15 seconds.
Oh!
It was definitely Michelle McCool on SmackDown. I just couldn't remember if it was the SmackDown, the show, or if it was a pay-per-view match.
So you're close. It was Michelle McCool and Royal Rumble.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's pay-per-view. I knew I would remember the girls that I was wrestling because I can't forget them, obviously. They're all part of, like, the reason why it was so good.
Congrats, you got all 5 so quick. How'd you do that?
I love my opponent, the girls that I've been able to work with. Every match to me is special because, like, I need all the learning and practice I can get.
There's certain ones that are gonna be memorable to you, especially my first match. I remember the match with Brie most specifically because one, it was a main event, and I was fresh on the main roster. That seemed like a big deal to me.
This episode features all WWE Women's Superstars ahead of Evolution, the first ever female pay-per-view. What does that mean to you?
It means us making history and doing something incredible, not only for the business, but for generations to come. So I'm super excited about it.
There wouldn't be a women's division without every female that's walked in that locker room in some aspect. So it's a great compliment to our hard work to be able to have our own pay-per-view and then the way, like, women empowerment today, just in and out of the ring is amazing. Let's keep breaking more monumental moments and just go for it.
What I wanted was to make sure that women's wrestling was the coolest thing on TV and that it was the thing to watch, and I feel like that's what Evolution means to me, that it means that people genuinely care. They care about our storylines, they care about our characters, they care about what we can do in the ring.
I was watching clips of Stephanie announcing WWE Evolution, and I kept getting cold chills, and it was just so cool because, you know, our women have worked so hard to show what we can do and to show that we deserve these opportunities, and we've delivered time and time again. And, you know, I think it's awesome that Evolution's coming up and it's women from the past, present, and future, and I think that's just what we need for this women's evolution, and I think it's kind of the big payoff for all of our hard work.
Big thanks to FBE for having us for the Guess That Match challenge.
Subscribe for tons of new shows every week.
Bye. The goddess signing off.
Hey, I'm Katie, a producer here at FBE. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thank you to the WWE Superstars for coming in. It was an honor to have them here. Be sure to check out past episodes in the link in the description. Bye.